Game week 6 in Fantasy EFL is nearly here, and in today's video I'll be going through everything you need to know before selecting your final team for Game week 6 in Fantasy EFL. Before we take a look at how I'm doing so far in Fantasy EFL this season, 5 game weeks in, be sure to like and subscribe. As I said, we are 5 game weeks into this Fantasy EFL season. I have accumulated 380 points so far, and that gets me a rank of 351. I'm also third in my club league, so I'm very close to being at the top in the season ticket league. If we take a look at how I did in game week 5, 64 points, and that is above the average. I think it was around 47. The Suwunmi differential really paid off. He got a goal and a clean sheet. I did mention Bromley defenders in my last video in the teams to target segment. It was a good fixture against Harrogate, and Bromley are okay defensively. And Suwunmi, he didn't get many clearance points, but he got that goal. And a really big haul from him. And a last minute swap from Radoni to Torp. Again, that paid off. Torp scored a free kick. So overall, it's looking pretty good for me so far. I definitely will take this rank of around 350 going into game week 6. And now we'll move on to the teams to target segment. And we will begin things in League 1, of course. It is an international break for most teams. There are a few in League 1 as well, with Cardiff's game against Burton being postponed. If it wasn't, Cardiff assets would be very popular once again. That is a great fixture, but we've got to wait a few more game weeks to take advantage of that. There aren't many amazing teams to target in game week 6 in Fantasy EFL in League 1. But Huddersfield host Peterborough, of course. Peterborough have got off to a really bad start in League 1. 2 goals scored, 11 conceded. They are yet to pick up a win. And I see that losing run continuing in game week 6. Huddersfield, they are a playoff side. Their attack is amazing. They've got a plethora of amazing forwards. And they'll definitely be up there this season, will Huddersfield. And this game definitely seems to be the biggest mismatch in terms of quality in League 1 this game week. And Huddersfield assets will definitely be very popular. That goes without saying. And they are definitely a team you should be targeting. I did struggle to find another team in League 1, but Luton away to Blackpool. That could be a game to take note of. Blackpool are the worst defence in League 1, whilst Luton are the best defence with only 3 goals conceded so far this season. And looking at the away table, Luton are one of the strongest sides away from home. They are second, only behind Cardiff. And of course, if you do go for that Luton team pick, away teams do pick up bonus points for a win, and that added bonus will always be welcomed. It is important to note that these games still may be postponed due to the international breaks, so keep an eye on that. But moving into League 2, we've got another 2 away sides. Bristol Rovers are away to Newport in game week 6. Newport haven't won in 5, and Bristol Rovers are starting to get into a bit of form here. 3 clean sheets in 3 league games, 4 games unbeaten, and overall they seem to be getting better and better every single game week. Rovers defenders will of course be very popular, but it is important to know that Luke Salford will be on international duty for Northern Ireland in game week 6. But Newport do look very poor, so who knows, Rovers could keep their 4th clean sheet in consecutive games. Our second team in League 2 is another West Country side. Swindon are away to Barrow, and again it's another case of a better side versus a poorer side. Swindon come off the back of a massive 3-0 win against Crewe in game week 5. And that will surely give them loads of confidence going into game week 6 for their game against Barrow. They do sit comfortably in the playoffs at the moment, and I do think they have enough to beat Barrow and pick up some points Fantasy EFL wise. And there we are, those are my teams to target for League 1 and League 2. Let me know what you think of them, if you agree with them or not. There are of course less teams to choose from this game week, so it will make this game week a bit more templatey than normal. But there is nothing you can really do about that, and we'll move on to the clean sheet odds for game week 6. The clean sheet odds look like this for game week 6 for League 1 and League 2 sides. Bolton lead the way with a 47.6 probability of keeping a clean sheet in game week 6. They are at home to Wimbledon, and make of that what you will. Bolton are closely followed by Huddersfield, of course. We talked about Huddersfield in the teams to target segment. 44.4% there, and at the same probability, Barnet at home to Shrewsbury and Cambridge at home to Oldham. The only away side in this list is Bristol Rovers. They are away to Newport and they have a 38.1% probability of keeping a clean sheet. At the same probability, Bromley at home to Gillingham. They were in the top 10 for this last game week and they did keep a clean sheet against Harrogate. So on me, he did come out with a lot of points for my team. So I may look there for my Game Week 6 first draft. Moving on to Doncaster, Wycombe and Salford, who all have 36.4% probability of keeping a clean sheet in Game Week 6. Doncaster at home to Bradford, Wycombe at home to Mansfield and Salford at home to Tranmere. So there we are, that is that. All these numbers coming from Bet365 as of the 2nd of September. Let me know what you think of these odds. Do you agree with them or not? And finally, we're going to move on to my first draft / team selection for Game Week 6 in Fantasy EFL. Okay, now this is what my first draft is currently looking like, but as I said, it's a first draft, so not my final team selection. But if you do want to see that when the deadline comes around, be sure to follow my Twitter. I am sticking with the 3-2-1 formation. I still prefer it over the 2-3-1. I feel like the bonuses defenders get are far superior to the bonuses midfielders get. But if we begin to look at the players in my team, we'll start with Eastwood of Cambridge. He's playing Oldham at home. Oldham are a side that don't score very many. That's definitely been the case so far in League 2. Quite a few draws and a few losses for Oldham so far this season. Eastwood has kept 2 clean sheets so far this season, 10 saves in 6 games. And of course, we looked at those clean sheet odds earlier. Eastwood's probability of keeping a clean sheet in Game Week 6 is very high. The back three does start off with Lowe of Huddersfield against Peterborough at home. He is my first Huddersfield asset. He's not a clearance machine, only 35 in 6 games, and when you compare that to players like Oluwu and Sanders, it's not amazing, but it'll definitely do. He does have that goal threat as well. I know he came up with quite a few goals for Wycombe last season, and he comes up against a really poor Peterborough side. My second defender and my vice captain at the moment is Alfie Kilgore of Bristol Rovers. Rovers are the only team to play earlier than anyone else, so the vice captain on him makes sense. Rovers have been very good defensively, and Kilgore for me is a main reason why they've been so good. 35 clearances in 6 games with 6 tackles and 3 blocks and 3 clean sheets that have all come in the last 3 games. My final defender is Sanders, who I do think is fixture proof, so any team he can come up against, if they're the best in the league or the worst, I still think he is a good option. And he does boast a 30% ownership. That is very high at this stage of the game. Going into his stats, 97 clearances, 10 tackles, 4 blocks, only 3 goals conceded in 6 games. It is very good, but Grimsby will be a tough fixture for MK Dons, so I don't really expect him to get that clean sheet, but I do expect a load of clearances. My first of 2 midfielders is ACD of Bolton. He is a playmaker, 3 assists in 6 games, no goals so far, but hopefully he gets one in Game Week 6 against Wimbledon at home. 12 key passes as well, and 4 interceptions. I always like to go for a midfielder who gets a load of interceptions, and McEachran is that player. He does fit that bill. Only 0.8% ownership and 11 interceptions in 6 games makes him the highest scoring interception midfielder. Grimsby face MK Dons, so you expect Grimsby to be without the ball for most of that game, and that definitely gives McEachran the opportunity to get a load of interceptions. My forward is a bit of a different one. Patrick of Tranmere Rovers coming against Salford City. Only 4% selected, 4 goals in 5 games, 7 shots on target, 9 key passes and 2 assists, so 6 goal involvements in 5 appearances. He is averaging 9.2 points per 90, and that is very good for a forward. I'm not too keen on any other striker really, but Patrick, he seems like a good option. Moving on to the team picks, Huddersfield at home to Peterborough, so that means I am doubling up on Huddersfield assets, and Cambridge at home to Oldham. Again, that means I'm doubling up on their assets. 2 teams at home. Maybe I should look to an away side, but I do feel more confident in the home sides. Let me know what you think of this team. If there is anything you think I should alter, be sure to let me know. But that does conclude this video. If you did enjoy the video, if you found it informative, please be sure to like and subscribe. My Twitter and mini league link will be in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching and good luck in Game Week 6.